Thierry Henry has had a disastrous start to his career as manager at AS Monaco. Replacing the popular and effective Leonardo Jardim, who won Liga in 2016-17, was always going to be hard, even after results and form dipped under the Portuguese manager. But it's clear that Henry is finding it tougher than expected. As a player, Henry won the World Cup, the European Championships, and 5 titles at 3 clubs, including Monaco. He's yet to win a game in his new role. As these stats from WhiteboardFootball show, Monaco are failing to score even a goal a game in Liga, while conceding 1.7, and of last season's proven performers, only Radamel Falcao is scoring regularly in the league with 4 goals. Monaco also have a lengthy injury list. Highly rated prospects, Willem Goubels and Pietro Pellegrini, last season's second top scorer Ronnie Lopez, defender Kamil Glik and World Cup finalist keeper Daniel Subasic are all currently out. Alexander Golovin has just returned from injury, but has so far failed to build on his stellar World Cup with Russia. Henry has failed to settle on a formation so far, setting his side up as a 4-3-2-1 or a 4-2-3-1, as well as a 4-3-3 and even a 3-4-3. Although he impressed his new employers with his knowledge of the Monaco squad to get the role, injuries and suspensions have made it extremely difficult for him to settle on a side, let alone a system. When Monaco play out from the back, they seek to progress the ball by moving it side to side between the centre-backs before releasing the wing-backs, either Djibril Sidibe or Benjamin Heinrichs on the right and Nasser Chadli on the left. The intention is to move the ball in a controlled way up the pitch before pushing it quickly wide, and under Jardim this was an excellent ploy, with later runners arriving in the box to score and more dynamism from fullback in the shape of Benjamin Mendy, now at Manchester City. Under Henry though, the centre-backs do not exert the same control, even with 3 playing. This invites pressure, especially as they often pass the ball directly or go slightly behind the pass recipient, and sides who press high can disrupt this build-up easily, as we've seen already this season. This leads to a loss of possession, either as Monaco are pushed to the flanks and closed down, or because they have to resort to long balls. Monaco's midfield spacing and movement under Henry has yet to work well either. Defensively, Monaco generally use a 4-4-2 shape or a 5-4-1 if playing 3 at the back, but there tends to be too much space between the forward line and the midfield, who sit very deep. This allows the opposition time to break the first line of press and then progress the ball quite easily. In attack, Monaco's midfield and wide attackers are often too static, missing the understanding and interplay that comes from practice and cohesive team selection. The attacking midfielders have a tendency to bunch in a horizontal line towards the opposition's defenders, and there is too little vertical movement to disrupt the opposition and pull markers out of position. This movement does happen when Monaco try to counter with a long pass, with a player dropping and another making a run in behind, but these opportunities are hard to create successfully as they rely on long passes, and there's little of the incisive slickness in attack that really breaks down well-organised defences. This lack of movement also leads to issues out wide. While Sidibe and Mendy sparkled under Jardim, the former is struggling to replicate his form and the latter has left. A lack of options for fullback have either resulted in aimless crossfield balls into space on the far side, which can work but rarely do, or passes up the line to a wide attacker who must then rely on trying to beat their man without much in the way of support. This again is a function of Monaco's static midfield and lack of understanding. Henry has also shown an unwillingness to use genuine wingers even against teams who themselves play wide. Monaco's best attacking moments come from players taking individual responsibility for driving attacks forwards, and, oddly, the lack of midfield shape can sometimes help, as there's plenty of room to drive into. The issue is that if the attacking player runs into trouble, too often there aren't many options to help him out. Monaco find these cul-de-sacs all too easily, and they invite pressure or dispossessions that end up in opposition counter-attacks. It's hard to know how much of this is down to Henry as a coach and how much is down to the loss of key players to transfers and injuries. In the summer, Monaco lost Fabinho, Thomas Lemar, Jean Moutinho and Kylian Mbappe, as well as underrated defender Terence Congolo to Huddersfield. Any team would struggle with losing a list of good players, but crucially, these players were also integral to Monaco's style. While a few of their replacements are fine players, particularly Golovin, many are potentially fine players. Such a change of squad and a business model that depends on buying low, developing and selling high is always going to have the potential to create seasons where it just doesn't work. Monaco are in just such a season. In addition to the on-pitch woes, there are behind-the-scenes issues, with owner Dmitry Rybolovlev being investigated for corruption and allegations that Monaco used underhand tactics and incentives to recruit underage players. While Monaco are already out of the Champions League, any hope of finding a spot in the Europa League could rest on this result, and with it, their chances of signing the next swathe of young talent to develop and sell, which has been their business model for the last few seasons. Henry has suggested that the absence of European competition would assist the Liga campaign, and this is likely true, though it would impact Monaco's standing should they fail to qualify and make retaining some of those exciting prospects, and even signing new ones, very difficult. Henry needs to find a system and stick to it, develop some understanding within his team, and hope that injuries don't disrupt his project further. A game away against Atletico Madrid might be the last fixture Henry wants, but a surprise victory would be a much needed tonic for a new manager already in a very difficult position.